Hey, it's Johar. Welcome back to my channel too, The Witchy Reader. So I'm going to be talking about books I want to read in January 2024. I don't really have any physical books because still in the middle of the move, so most of my books right now are in storage. So the books I do read will either be on KU or Libby, or the books I did bring with me. I didn't bring as many as I probably should, but oh well. uh we didn't have enough room to bring like a whole bunch because it was really hard for me to narrow it down in the first place to read what I did end up reading. um Anyways, yeah, so this month I want to read um I already started a book, but I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it. I made the effort, which is the second book to the School for Good and Evil, because I keep saying I'm going to make a video on why I like the movie better than the book, which doesn't happen very often. The book is just common knowledge that the book is better, except for Once in a Blue Moon, and this is one of those times because the movie was better than the first book, and by far, and I'm having trouble getting into the second book because what I loved about the movie was that because the book is supposed to be about the friendship between these main girls. Like in the end, they save each other and stuff and choose each other over this world and go back home or whatever. But I didn't, I didn't feel the connection of the friendship in the books. I didn't feel it because they were supposed to be. I don't know. The movie was just so far much better. I felt the connection between the friends. Plus, one of the main characters. The two girls are the two main characters. One of them in the book just vastly annoyed me, and the movie made her so much better. And now, whenever I think of School for Good and Evil, usually whenever I think of a book that has a movie adaptation, I think of the book. Except if I'm thinking of a specific scene from the movie that the book didn't have, or something like that. Um, but when I think of the School for Good and Evil, I go to the movie because I, I don't think the book was bad or anything. I mean, I'm considering lowering the stars because the more I think about it, the more I realize. Because I originally rated it 4 stars, but I'm like, the more I think about it, the more I don't think it was a 4 star read. I think it should be at least 3. And now I'm debating if I even want to finish it. Like, I started the second book and I don't even know. I just can't. Like, I just don't have the desire to read it. Like, I just want to watch the second movie. Um, which still hasn't been confirmed or denied if they're making a second movie. So it's like, I think I'm gonna wait to see if it's confirmed or denied. And if it's denied, I'll try to read them again because then I might want to know what happens, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just get too annoyed by the books and just give up again. But we'll see. So I did start reading that. I wanted to read at least books 2 and 3 of The School for Good and Evil, and then next month maybe books 4, 5, and 6, or do those this month too, depending if I have the time or whatever. But I just can't get myself to read. I can't. So I'm not going to try. I'm not gonna. I don't agree forcing yourself to read something. Like, I'm all for DNFing if you're not enjoying something because you only live once, right? So you should enjoy what you're reading. And I am not enjoying this, so I don't want to read it. I just want to watch the movie, which doesn't happen very often. I usually prefer the books because the books are just usually better, but not this time. So yeah. I ranted a little bit more than I meant to, but oh well. I will make a video eventually saying why I think the movie's better. And it'll go into more detail than just that. I might have to reread the first book and then rewatch the first movie to make that video. And I don't want to reread the first book right now, so it's gonna be a little while until I can get myself motivated to reread the first book. Um, but yeah. So, um, anyways, moving on. Um, I also had started rereading Harry Potter last year. In the last couple of months, I read the first book in November, I think, and the second book in December. So I'm going to be rereading Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deadly Hallows. Can I reread all of them this month? That is a good question. Maybe, maybe not. Because some of those books are big. Especially one, I mean, Prisoner of Azkaban is a good much bigger than the first two, because the first two is pretty thin. But then once Fire is a chunker. Order of Phoenix is the biggest book in the series, so it's a chunker. Half a Prince is a chunker, and Deathly Hallows is a chunker. Can I read all those books this month? I have no idea, but we'll see. Um, and then I can finish that reread. Um, and then I want to read. I have a few books on. I want to reread. I don't know if I'm going to do this month. I want to reread the second arc in Warriors, so that because I've read the first two arcs in Warriors, which is 6 books each arc, so 12 books. And then I wanted to reread. I reread the first 6, and I want to reread these so that I can start reading the books I haven't read in Warriors, and finally finish that series that I've been meaning to finish for years. So I want to do that. And there's also a few books on KU I want to read. Um, I considering I want to reread Warriors and Harry Potter. I don't think I'm gonna read that much on KU this month. I plan to next month. Um, because there's this one series I want to read, but I'm probably gonna wait till next month for that. But this month I do want to read A Dragon's Treasure by Ellie Lieberman, who's the same author of Being an Impossible Dream. I talked about them a little bit in my last video in my wrap up. And solving, which is a little bit different than what I read because it's more for younger audiences, but at the same time I've read a lot of books that are aimed for younger audiences that I love. One of my favorite series is Monster High, the book series, the middle grade book series, because there's 2 different series by 2 different authors. It's one of my favorite series of all time, in my top 5. Actually, it might be in my top 3. I don't know, but yeah, so absolutely love it. I was reading that as well. So I plan. So and then Harry Potter is middle grade, and so is Percy Jackson. So, but I am excited for this because I like dragons. And also Solving for X is not fantasy, and I think there's only one other book. I mean, I like Walking Dead TV show, which is about zombies, because this book is, I think, is about zombies. Um, and what else were your thoughts? Uh, but I want to read I like Walking Dead. I never did finish it because I got bored with it because after a while it felt like it was more about human versus human than human versus zombie, and that is not what I signed up for when I started watching, so I just gave up on it. I may go back to it one day, I may not. I consider rewatching at least what I've already seen because I did like the first few seasons. But anyways, and then the one book series that I read that was about zombies, which I want to reread at some point because I only read it once when I was 17, is Rotten Ruin. I did own the books, but the first 3, I think it was, did not survive fire, so I have to rebuy them. But I remember liking them when I was 17. So I think I rated them about 4 stars. I might be wrong. I don't remember. It's been so long. But I barely remember the books themselves because I was 17. So yeah. But I love Ellie Lieberman's writing. She's become one of my favorite authors. And I do like zombies sometimes, so I figured I'll give it a shot. I like I said, I absolutely love her writing and her characters and stuff. So I'm excited to read A Dragon's Treasure and Solving for X. And I think I'm gonna stick there for what I plan to read because that's a little bit more ambitious than I realized I wanted to read. But then again, I've set my reading goal as 200, which is way too ambitious because I have a lot of things I want to do this year for my goals, like reading and writing, and plus I need to find a job and sigh. Oh well. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment what you plan to read in January 2024, and I'll talk to you guys later.